morning, Bravehearts. I don't know about you, but it is a beautiful day in Kelowna, British Columbia, let me tell you. And welcome to part 4 of the root of all disease. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I want you to just take a breath. What do you believe is the root of all disease on this planet? Where does it all start from? Well, do you know? I'll tell you. The root of all disease is you. That's right. The root of all disease is you. Now, is it your fault that you have a disease? Is it your fault that you have pain? Is it your fault that you have suffering? Absolutely not. But it is your fault if you have pain and suffering and a disease. If you've already been told the answer and you haven't taken massive personal action. Because guess what? It's your responsibility to get yourself healthy, wealthy, and wise. Don't you dare believe anybody. Don't you dare believe me either. If it doesn't sound logical, ask yourself every time, what are the intentions of this person that's saying this or that? We need to learn how to unconditionally love ourselves and the planet we live on. But the reality is that we do also need to focus on what we want, not what we don't want. Listen, if you believe that you're a Braveheart, you want to find your authentic self, you want to find your roar and so much more, then get off your knees. Get off your knees and rise. Start making a loving stand for yourself. I did a one-a-day a few minutes ago. There's a gentleman, his name is Jeffrey, and he's going to come on. Jeffrey's not stupid. He's not dumb. Jeffrey's programmed. Just like you're programmed to believe that you have good bowel movements. I know you don't want to believe this, but only 1 out of 1,000 people have good bowel movements. So that's probably nobody that you know of that does. Because today, with the way that there's so much toxicity, I don't even want anybody to open their mouth because it's just diarrhea coming out. They're just vomiting all over the place. Because the reality is, if you don't want to or know how to mind your own business and know that self-love and self-care is the only thing, then you're out complaining and explaining your life away. And you've got victimitis like the other 999 people out of 1,000, which I am not exaggerating about this, but God loved them. God loved them, okay? But the reality is, do we ever get conscious enough to stand in the moment and go, whoa, did I just eat that? Did I just say that? Did I just do that? Yeah. So, anyways, his name is Jeffrey. He'll be on next week. He's got Dupuytren's contracture. Do you know what that is? That's where you start to get a pain in your hand. And then the pain gets worse. It started 9 years ago. 9 years. So now he's saying that he's losing his ability to open his hand, and it's starting to become like a fist. Well, wouldn't you say that the emotion on that might be anger? Because when you get ready to make a fist, you're going to punch someone. So he has anger on some level, and it's taken him 9 years to create the fist. Now, but understand something. If he were to come to me today and I were to work on his hand, guess what? You can take this or don't take it, believe it or don't, but the body work out there, the physical work that people get is terrible. It's either toxic or it's watered down. There's nothing like us. Because I'm going to give him a money-back guarantee that I'm going to improve his hand by anywhere from 60 to 80% in the first treatment. And then if he does what I say, we'll reverse the whole thing within 6 weeks to 3 months. And that we had it for 9 years. Another lady calls me up this morning. She hasn't pooped for 10 days. And the reality is this. You haven't pooped for 10 days? Geez, just think of the moronic beliefs that her practitioners have, or doctor has, or the people that live with her. You know, your family can be right in front of you, and they can look like they're 9 months or 12 months pregnant, and it could be a man, because he's rotting so bad that the gas that's coming off the bacteria are blowing him up, and we don't say a word. I mean, to see people today 10 pounds to 100 pounds overweight is nothing. Every pound that you have over the ideal weight, okay, is inflammation and toxins. And the inflammation is mainly caused because you don't know how to master your emotions. And the other thing is you're pooping into your pelvis because you think, no, wait a minute, you don't think. Because nobody's taught you to think that your bowel movements are a computer printout, and they tell you every day, even you should be doing 2 or 3 a day. So I've got a computer printout that happens 2 to 3 times a day, and it tells me where I am throughout the day, throughout every day. No, it doesn't, because some of you only go every 2 days, 3 days. And some of you go and you've got mucus in there, which means you're so inflamed that your bowel's making mucus to try to protect the lining because you're absorbing waste like a screen door in a submarine, and you're poisoning yourself, but you don't even know it. And then some of you have blood in your stool. Some of you, the poop that comes out, it's so dense, it falls right to the bottom of the toilet because there's no oxygen left, because it's been sitting and compacting in you, and you've absorbed most of the water from the poop because you haven't drank enough water. So your body goes, I need to get the water from the poop. And that means you're drinking swamp water through your colon into your body. And you know what? If there's any practitioners on there that say that I'm full of BS, I want you on my show. I want some real practitioners to come on my show and tell me how I'm poisoning the world. I'm not. I'm going to give the world back their power. And understand something. I had somebody comment from yesterday going, we all need colon therapy. Well, what that is using water and going and getting colonics. Well, that's for the lazy man. I used to run the International Training Institute of Colon Therapy. My book that I wrote, which I'll show you next time I come on Monday. No, tomorrow I'm coming on Friday, and then I'll be back again on Monday because, let me tell you something. The story about your poop is longer than a roll of toilet paper. Okay? So that manual was used by the United States Senate in 1986 to study colon cancer. Now, if I thought that hydrocolon therapy was the way, I would do it. But that's the lazy man's way. Go get a colonic. Within half an hour to 45 minutes, you have a poop as about as long as 30 to 40 feet. Wouldn't it be better to cleanse gently daily? Let me tell you something. None of you need to be in pain. None of you have to have suffering. None of you need to feel bloated. None of you have to have low back pain. None of you need to have bladder problems, ovarian cysts, tumors in your pelvis, prostate inflammation, prostate cancer. You don't have to have any of this if you were to wake up and understand about your computer. So let me tell you, bad breath isn't something from you ate yesterday, sweetheart. And it's not that sweet, is it? Bad breath is something you ate weeks, months, years ago, and it's rotting inside of you right now. And why is that? Well, did you ever see a manure pile on a farm? In the daytime, you'll see the gas coming off. Well, where do you think the gas goes? It goes up. So where do you think the gas goes from your abdomen, from your own rotting manure pile? It comes up into your mouth. Boy, you've got bad breath. No, you got bum breath, dear. And then you go, oh, I've got gum disease. No, you don't. You got bum disease, because gum disease is caused from bum disease, but your dentist isn't going to tell you that. And you know what? That toothbrush should be going in the other end. You didn't know that, did you? Okay, so what you need to understand is, just like a hot air balloon, the hot air rises. And that's why you got pressure on your heart. You got pressure on your lungs, okay? That's why you feel all tense inside your body. There's the biggest root of disease, and the biggest root of disease is the large intestine, because that's the root of everything. And then when you get root rot, then you get rotten to the core, and your abdomen is your core, isn't it? But most of you, your core is on the floor. But you could go to a doctor and he'd say, He might say, well, you might need to lose weight. No, you don't. You need to lose waste. You need to lose inflammation. And then you need to tone up that core. You want to take a look on my website. We have designed the best core twister, and it's the most fun you could ever do. You just need a couple of 1-pound weights, and then you put on your favorite music, and I'm going to show that next week. I'm going to put my favorite music on, and I'm going to show you how I twist the night away, okay? Because when you do that, you're wringing out the toxins out of your pelvis, out of your core, and you're straightening your whole spine up. Wow, wouldn't that be something? And the reality is you better get this, okay? Your back is breaking because why? Did you know that your back is not supposed to be used to pick up anything? Your back is not supposed to be used to get you out of bed or get you into the car, get you on the toilet, get you off the toilet, pick up your grandchild. You're not supposed to use your back. You're supposed to use your core. And because your core is on the floor, so are you. I've fallen and I can't get up. Well, of course you can't get up because everything has fallen down inside of you. And your core holds 85% of your energy level. So don't ask yourself why you don't have energy when you're getting older and when you're bloated and you look like you're 9 or 12 months pregnant and you're a guy. Wasn't that something? How sexy is that? Oh, it's so sexy. You know, I really don't get these guys. You know, you can get like 2 or 3 of them standing on a corner in the summertime, and they're all there just rubbing their belly. I don't know. I think they're probably rubbing it to hope that a genie will pop out and they get a wish or something. I really don't know. But they are rubbing their belly wide to try to calm it down on a subconscious level. So I'm going to tell you right now, all physical disease is caused by the psychological, but then the psychological turns into the physical. And guess what? Your large intestine is supposed to be the Garden of Eden for the human body, but it becomes a swamp, a cesspool. What came first? The mosquito or the swamp? The swamp. And the mosquito doesn't mean anything. So you go ahead and you freak out about viruses when viruses are completely normal in the human body. They actually are homeopathic to the body to build up your immune system. So understand something. You people that don't have the scoop on poop, you're the ones that have all the viruses. You're the ones that are sick. You're the ones that look sick, feel sick, and then good chances are because you have been programmed to unconsciously, subconsciously kill yourself, because if you're not taking massive action at loving and caring for yourself, then you've got a mask on because you always were sick your whole life. But you were also sick emotionally, but you didn't know it. You've got sick beliefs. You're not sick. Oh, you're sick. No, you're not. Your beliefs are sick. Your beliefs are sick if you think that anything has changed from a year ago until now. We have the same planet, same situations, but guess what? You've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. Welcome to the game. So tomorrow, I'll get back on track. We talked about part 1, part 2, part 3, what a normal large intestine is, which nobody has one. Even when a child is born, they don't have a normal intestine, because if mommy and daddy were fighting and mommy was stressed, then guess what? The child picks up the vibration and its little intestines are getting twisted. If mommy is eating dairy, flour, cheese, a lot of dead animals, okay, and she's got a lot of bad habits in her snacking, guess what? The baby is born right here. Am I right or wrong? And here is the large intestine, and now it's a bloody sewer dump. Why do you think women lose their babies? Because they have pelvic rot. The pelvis is rotting out, can't even hold the baby. When a woman is toxic, the body has to throw the baby off to save the mother, because the mother's not healthy enough to make a healthy baby. And that's the God's truth. But nobody uses logic today. They don't understand that you're creating a sewer dump. And understand something. I'm creating what is called, the pain-free pregnancy. And it starts a year before you get pregnant. I mean, you could be pregnant right now and take my course. But a year before you get pregnant, how couples should treat each other and themselves, and how the person who's having the baby needs to be treated to get rid of the scar tissue issues, to make sure that they're not all tied up in knots, that the hips aren't in knots, that the back isn't in knots, that the intestines are not in knots, that the mother's mind is not in knots, because it becomes a very naughty life. And then you've got all these invisible bonds that bind us. How would you like to be able to deliver a baby in a half an hour? And I'm telling you, the majority of any person who takes my course is going to do it. Because understand something. How do your hips feel? How does your low back feel? How does your pelvis feel? How does your abdomen feel when you're pregnant? Yeah. There's so much to learn. There's so much to do. And I want to do it all. I want everybody on this planet to at least have the choice to have the best health ever, to have the best pregnancies ever. And understand something. I'm going to leave this with you. I didn't deserve to be a parent. When I first got married, you know what? I didn't have my emotional stuff together. Not like I should have. I didn't have courage. I was scared. I didn't know how to feed myself. I didn't know how to feed my children. My wife didn't know how to feed herself or our children. It wasn't her fault. Her mother was given a bad manual, as my mother was, and my father. And we've been getting bad manuals on eating for almost 200 years now. I want to thank the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds for that. And our glorious Queen of England, the royalty. Understand something right now. We are so sucker punched. You know what? To bring a child into this world, the child is actually grown right here. This can be an oven full of lovin', okay? Or it can be a sewer dump. And it is for most women. So don't, I just wish my child just wanted to be born healthy. Well, I don't know. Are you healthy? Is the mother healthy? Is the environment healthy? Did you terrorize your wife the whole time she was pregnant about money and about everything else? Or did you find your brave heart and your courage and let her know that you got this? Oh, for God's sakes. Where are the men? I think they've all been castrated. This whole situation that we've been in for the last year, where are they? I mean, when I go to rallies, it's women. Well, 96% of the clientele I have are women, and so is that for all my other practitioner friends around the world. Women, thank God you found your ovaries. Now could you help your men find their testicles? I'll be back tomorrow, but this afternoon I'll be on it from 1 until 3 Pacific Standard Time live with the urban farmer, Curtis Stone, which is one of the most beautiful, brilliant people. He'll teach you how to grow a garden in your bloody closet. Okay, he's going to teach you about what's coming, about food shortage, about looking after yourself, looking after your family. And understand something. Anything that I talk about, if you feel fear inside of you, you're running a fear program, because I will not create doubt, worry, and fear. I want to create courage within inside of you. Find your brave heart, Roy. 3, 2, 1. Together, let's get off our knees and create the life that our Creator said that we could have. God bless. Good day, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. Do you know why you or your friends or your family are struggling with their health? Well, because they've never been given a strategy. And every time they go to see a health practitioner, whether it's medical or natural, all they're doing is getting Band-Aids. What if we were able to create a strategy that you could create the perfect day from the minute you woke up until you went to bed, and then we continue to guide and support you along your journey as you grow, your program grows. And what if you only paid one price, and you had unlimited support and guidance for the rest of your life? That's called the Perfect Day Consultation. How would it feel to you? Better still, How would it change your life to be certified in the most powerful training in regards to the emotional and physical body? Whether you're coming to us to enhance your clinic, or for personal growth, or finally, to live your passion and purpose as a natural health practitioner, you are only limited by your beliefs, but that ends today. We will be holding this New World Practitioner certification in the amazing Casa del Agua facility, 15 minutes from Playa del Carmen in the beautiful Mayan Riviera of Mexico. Can't wait to see your smiling face.
Sage is by far the best teacher I have ever touched base with. I've done a lot of courses out there, a lot of programs, a lot of emotional work, mystery skills, but this really touches, it kind of bridges the emotion and the physical component together.
He's fun and he's thorough, and he doesn't, he's making sure that you know the techniques. And so when we walk away from this particular course, and we walk away, we feel confident, and he has given us that confidence.
I took my Touch for Health training in probably about 20 years ago. I also incorporate that into my practice, but it doesn't deal with the crystallization, inflammation, and calcification. So that's why I said that this is kind of the missing puzzle piece that I needed to help people get to their optimal health.
That's the moment where you leave and you become a complete professional in what you do and in your business. You leave with the ability to be a total professional at what you do.
You can deal with the emotions and let that go. Two, I can deal with the physical. But what we're doing with this non-surgical is you're combining the emotion and physical together.
And this is the component that now I can help others. And now I'm here, and I am trained, and I am certified, and I can take this, and I can help you.
Something about this spoke to me so true. The mind-body connection and being energy beings. It's profound, and I want to share it with others so that they can have the tools to feel this love and heal themselves.
And you as a practitioner or doctor will be that guide to help see them transform and help support them through their conflict resolution, I call it, or making peace with things that have been unresolved.
Give me a call. This is your time to shine. Just remember, all questions matter because your life matters. You matter. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.